All right, guys, so it is currently about to be New Year's right now, which I'm about to make a video, well, at some point, that'll go out on New Year's Day, but by the time you guys are seeing this, that video would have been out, quite a while ago. So, I'm just far behind, and, these are, kind of like pre-recorded, and, I'm trying to get them out to you guys, but, I had a late start in the beginning, so, now I'm just playing catch up. But anyways, I'm working on wiring my truck still here, and this is my RGB little like box. I think it's like the remote box or something like that. However, the RGBs work, and it's for the light bar right here. And I had to shorten it just because I'm just trying to make my wiring look as clean as possible. So I cut out like a good 2 feet right here, going in the pile. I already cut out a bunch of wiring for the pod lights to make them all nice and cleaned up, and just trying to clean up all the wiring so I don't have a bunch of slack and loose wires laying all over the place. And you can see right there, trying to do, a good job and the best I can, just so that, it's got a nice, clean look. So I cut that out. I stripped off the ends, and now I'm gonna get them all soldered together. And then I got some shrink wrap right here that I'm gonna use to cover it all back up. But since they have a bunch of little wires inside this casing, I gotta, solder each one together and then electrical tape them. Because if you don't, then they'll all short out and then it won't work. And it might even mess up the wiring. But I just know, you gotta cover them all up. And then you can shrink wrap over them just so that the casing looks fine. So I'm gonna get all that done, and then this is actually the last wire for the front end, I do believe. And then I gotta get my new headlights in it, and then like wire up my grill lights, but those are gonna be on whenever the lights are on. So for the bumper, at least that'll be all done, and then I still gotta do the rear bumper next and get all those wired up. But I'm gonna get this done and get back to you guys. All right, guys, so I finished that piece of wiring that I was working on last, and I got it all installed. It was for the light bar, and I got it all ran up to here. And then I went ahead and started wiring up the pod lights in the rear bumper, just so I could have all my bumper lights done and together. And it's up in here. You guys can't really see it, but kind of tucked it all up in there. And then I had to extend the wiring to go, because they only give you enough to probably go to like right about here. And then, I mean, it can go longer, but the box isn't waterproof, and I wanted the box up in the engine bay. So I just started extending the wiring. So I extended it like the whole length of the cab and all the way up to here. And if I grab the bucket, I can show you guys what's been going on. So the box is right in the corner, way down there. You can kind of see it right there, that white box. And then I started getting everything hooked up here. You can see, I mean, it doesn't look the cleanest, but hey, it all worked, and that's what I was going for. So, just cover it up like that. I mean, yeah, it could be a little bit nicer, but it is what it is. So this is all my RGBs right here, all 3 of them. So the rear bumper, and then the pod lights and the light bar all go into there. This one is all my front lights, all the rear lights, and this one is the next one. So, and then also my brother gave me some it was actually like underglow. It's just this stuff, but I didn't really have a good spot to put it, and I test lit it, and it wasn't too bright. So what I did is I ended up putting it in the engine bay. So as you can see, there it starts right there, goes all the way down that fender, and then I put one underneath the cowl right there, going all the way down to that bracket for the battery right there. It's kind of hard to see because it's underneath. And then another one on this fender, and then if I move this stuff, you can see the other one right there. I stuck it to the top of the radiator to hopefully give a nice background like lighting effect of the grill. that was the whole goal there. So I still got to hook all those up. All the wires are still loose, but what I was actually planning on doing with those is I got this switch right here and it fits in this hole right here perfectly. So I was just gonna kind of mount it to the side, so you know, whenever I pop the hood, I can just flick the lights on. And my dad had an old square body Chevy that he did something like that too, but he had his lights on the bottom of the hood. So that's still gotta get wired up. And you know, I just want to save a spot on my switch panel, and it would be nice to just flip a lever when you pop the hood. And then now I am switching out the battery and getting my new ones put in. I got one new one over there and one right here. This is gonna be my second battery. Got some cables over here and some cable ends. I know it's kind of all a mess. And then I gotta mount my isolator for my battery, which that's gonna go right beside the battery, right over here. If you can see that, right behind the battery. And I already checked, it does clear the hood latch, so that is good. So without further ado, I'm gonna get started on that now. All right guys, so as you can see here, I have the isolator all mounted up now, and now it's time to just run a cable from whatever terminal all the way over to where the second battery is going to be over there, and then just a little cable around and up to this battery, and then it'll tell me the voltage of each battery. And then there's even a little emergency button over here, so in case my starting battery is ever low, I can just press the button right there and it'll swap over. So now that that's all in place, it's time to start fitting batteries and running cables. All right guys, so now I have a cable that is from here, goes all the way back underneath my secondary fuse box, and then I kind of just tagged it to the other you know, hot cable going from the battery to the fuse box. Just kind of piggybacked it all the way along there, and then I got my cable coming right over here to the isolator, and I just crimped the end on it. And it was my first time doing this, but looks like it, you know, turned out all right. And now I can just go down here. Probably gonna have to kind of like bend it at a 90 or something, and hopefully that'll be fine. But I gotta connect it to this bottom terminal right here. So this is the main battery, this is the auxiliary battery, and then so it's gonna be like way down there, kind of like that, and just ran right behind the battery. And then I got a little bit of wire left because I got it, you know, roughly like 8 foot, maybe a little long. So I got to go from the top of there, and then it's only long enough, so I think I'm gonna try and go like from the top down, kind of around the front, and kind of like tag it up into here somehow. So I guess that's the plan. So I'll let you guys know if it works or what else I come up with. Oh, and one other thing, I don't think I showed you guys this yet, but I got some marine clamps here. So you just put your you know, your little eyelet on the top and clamp it to the top. So hopefully that does the job, and I'll just clamp everything to the top. And then, you know, maybe when I get subs, just put them like right to the side, so it's like direct power, because I'm gonna have, you know, a few going to this, like obviously that cable I just showed you, and then I gotta have my fuse box going to it and my fuse box wire. So, you know, it's gonna be a little crowded, but you know, not nearly as bad as it would be like my main battery. So that's the plan. All right guys, so I got this battery in there, and I got the whole isolator all hooked up. And I mean, this is all the wire I had left from running my cable from over there all the way around. If I had like another foot, I would have rather kind of had it come out back here and then just run it all the way back around the battery and just kind of keep it tucked down on the down low. But yeah, so I just had to put it on like this, which I do have some of this stuff right here, this I don't even know what you'd call it, casing to put on it. But I mean, that's no big deal. I mean, it's just kind of out in the open and it kind of blends in, you know, it's all red by the battery, so it's not that big of a deal. And I can still kind of see my voltage screen right there. Not as visible as I would have liked, but you know, I put the LEDs on top of it, so it's no big deal. I mean, I'm sure, you know, I'm not even gonna have to use it that much anyways. But so I didn't put the ground on the battery yet. I was still waiting to get everything hooked up. So everything's done for that battery. So I got my clamps put on this one, and I put my end on the cable, got the cable hooked up, and then those other two wires, the little one and that other one from the side, those are both from the fuse box right there. You can see them both at the back, right in there. And I got the ground for it right here, and I'm just gonna have it to constant power instead of keyed power, because you know, if I'm at shows, I'll just leave the lights on and going. That way I don't have to leave my key in it and whatever. I mean, I'm not like big up to date on that stuff, so I don't know what other people are doing, but this is just the way I want to do it, and you know, the way that I guess makes sense to me, and you know, it's mine, so I'm gonna do it the way I want. So I got two cables, or two grounds to still run yet. I want to run a ground from here, kind of just dip it down so it's kind of out the way, and up to the head right there. And then I got another one that I hope is long enough, and I want to run that one down and go to the front of the frame right here where a factory already grounds it. And I think that that would be pretty clean. So that's what I'm hoping to do with that. I still got to run those. Those are the last ones I got to run. And then once that's all ran, then my charging system should be all done then. But let me just show you guys this real quick. So let me just put that on there. And then we go to the truck. And as you can see, my control switch panel is all lit up. It comes with a bunch of different stickers I can put on there, but let's just here, I'll show you guys that one, which is the rear lights. Both of those work. And shut that off, go to that one, which that one is all the front lights. And then we go to this one, and now we got a party. Got all color changing, and I wired them all together just because, I mean, save on wiring, and also, like, you know, save on switches, and also they're all in sync now, so they all should be going at the same time and doing the same thing. So that's why I did that. Then they all just kind of dance around and go through all their sequences. So I got my first three set up, and then I think number 4 is, I just remembered, okay, I gotta grease my door, but there's these lights that I gotta wire up. Like, I still gotta wire up all my mirror functions. Like, I gotta try and figure out how to wire in the power folding part. There's this light, and then try and wire in this light to like my door sensor or something. So that's a whole nother headache. But guys, I'm finally getting this all figured out and hooked up. And then when I don't want it to drain down my battery anymore, like when it's sitting, just disconnect it and you're good to go. So there's that. And yeah, so now I just gotta get those grounds ran, and then I might start working on my little LEDs that I got on the side, and get them hooked up to that switch. And then I might just rob power from my battery right here too for that. But for having a little switch like that, you definitely still want an inline fuse. So make sure you're you know, not gonna burn out any of your wiring and just, you know, ruin your stuff. But I'm gonna get to work. All right guys, so just for now I got one ground hooked up to the battery. And what I did is I took the wire, went down right towards the end of the fuse box, or the battery tray, went underneath and through that bracket, kind of trying to follow that wiring harness. And then I just ran it up to the front here. And I tested it and made sure that the front was grounded also. So it works, and it's, you know, it's pretty clean. And it is just barely long enough, but it works. And as we can see over there, I got my first battery hooked up, the main one. And you can see the isolator showing the voltages of both batteries now. So the main one has 12.7 and the secondary one has 12.6. So it's all working, but I'm still gonna add my other battery cable, which will go from here, kind of follow down the same hole, go behind all this wiring, underneath all this, around here, kind of by the power steering hoses, and then back up right to the head right here. But I don't have a short bolt that will thread in there. I'll probably just have to cut some threads off of one to make it shorter. And then, yeah, then I'll have two grounds, which is a stronger, better way of doing it. And, you know, yeah, just a better way of doing it. So that's all hooked up. Obviously the isolator's working. And, well, it is currently July, no, just kidding, June, right there, January 2nd. Wow, I was way off, kept on saying the wrong one. January 2nd today. So I'm actually planning on making a video in a little bit of my yearly plans, but guys, I haven't even started this truck this year yet, and it is 2022, so let's start it off right. Let's see if it'll start. It should start. And it fired right up, but it is quiet, so hold up, let me change that. That's not how we start off the year. What one is it? Oh, wait, yeah, this one. I need the key on. Wait, is that it? There we go. Alright guys, so I hope that you guys liked that little clip of a little walk around of it running. And I noticed that there's some water on the ground, and that can only be from the exhaust, and it's coming from that valve right there, which is one of my new ones. But it looks like it's coming right out of the shaft of the valve. So I guess I gotta get another cutout valve yet and try it one more time, and then hopefully I won't have any leaks anymore. So just thought I'd update you guys and show you guys that.